Construction of a Stone Imitation Wall Using Sandblasting by Abel Dominguez. I'm going to imitate a stone wall on this small half-meter high wall. But first, I have to make a silicone template to also imitate the texture of the stone. I will use this semi-carved stone from my old laundry as a mold to create my template. I apply the silicone on the stone, spreading it with a spatula. I press well, so that all the irregularities of the stone, characteristic of granite, are marked in the silicone. I finish by smoothing the back of the template with the spatula previously soaked in water. In a few hours, the template is ready to lift it. To the touch, it has the same consistency as rubber. It can be observed that all the irregularities of the stone have been faithfully reflected in the silicone template. I trim the fringe around the template. It does not matter how the edge shape turns out. I begin the cementing work. First, I moisten the surface that I am going to cover with cement. The mixture of the dough must be rich in cement, 2 parts of sand and 1 of Portland cement. For the imitation work to be successful, I cover with the dough at least 2 centimeters thick. With the soft dough, I will apply texture using the silicone template. I pre-wet the surface with a sprayer. As a sandblaster, I will be using an old blower pump used for painting, which I modified for this purpose. As a reservoir, I will use an empty silicone cartridge, from which I remove the push base. To reduce the spray diameter, I use a hose sleeve as a nozzle. I'm going to use 3 types of sand for sandblasting, a very white sand for aquariums that we can find in pet stores, a black sand for aquariums, which can also be found in pet stores, and as the last component, I use fine sand from construction sites. It can be any kind, from rivers or quarry. These sands will simulate silicates, from which granites are formed, such as quartz, micas, and feldspars. I mix the sands in the proportion of 1 part white sand, 1 part black sand, and 2 parts construction sand. I pour the sand mixture over the still fresh dough. With the dough fresh, but consistent, I begin to draw the lines of separation of each stone. For profiling, I will use a small spatula and painter's brush. Although it looks aesthetically pleasing, I'm going to fill the joints. For the joints, I'm going to make a grout consisting of 1 part Portland cement and 1 part white cement glue. I'm going to give it a little bit of color, adding a tablespoon of reddish mineral dye. The grout should be of a consistency that can be used in a mixing bowl. As a sleeve, I will use a simple plastic bag to which I will make a cut in one corner. Before the joint dries, I clean the entire surface with a sponge soaked in water. Seen up close, one can appreciate the granitic appearance of the surface, especially the black micas. Thank you for following me.